And this is a larger tag that I made, and I started out with a actually a box from a TV dinner. So I just took a TV dinner box and I cut it up, and I cut it into different sizes, and so I came up with this, and then I covered it with 6x6 craft paper, pattern paper. So for this one, when I went to cover it, the pattern paper didn't go all the way down, so I left this and decided to make a pocket. On the other side, I used a different piece of pattern paper and put it here, and then this is part of the cutoff from here, and over here this is a cutoff from the side, and all I did was make sure that I had enough to go across. Now instead of putting this here, I'm going to use this one, put that here, and then over here I'm going to use this one. And all I did was just glue this down with tacky glue. So for the pocket, what I want to do is go ahead and I want to round these corners just a bit. Rather than get a fancy pad with ink and a blotter, I like to use just regular shoe polish when I ink my edges. So you have to be a little careful with it, and it takes some practice, so it's a good idea to practice on some cardstock the first couple times until you get used to it, so you don't have a big blotch like that. That's that. Now, all we want to do is take a little bit of, we want to do sides, very light amounts, like so. Maybe a little more on the bottom. You can sew this. If you have a sewing machine, you want to run it through your sewing machine. But I tend to like to glue these down when I'm using something heavy like cardstock or a cereal box or whatever. Okay, so we're going to burnish that. And you want to make sure you have a paper towel handy. More cloth. Oops. Forgot what I was doing. Okay. Now we're going to turn it over, and it should be damp, but that's okay. And then we're going to do the other side. After you give it a minute, you just want to put something in there to test it out. And I like to give it a little bit of space So I put something thick in there before it dries completely, and that kind of lifts it up. And now we'll set it to the side. The last thing I'm going to do is punch a hole in here. And I think for this one, because it's so tough and big, I'm probably going to put a lot of things into it, so I think I'm going to do a grommet here. Not everyone has a grommet tool, so if you don't, you can use just the little paper protectors that they put on there, and you can stain them and make them different colors. But for this, I want to use the grommet. Now, to use to put in grommets with a grommet tool, you want to take this part, that is the big part, and that I want to be on my front side. And I've decided on this card that this will be the front side. Actually, I'd like this to be the front. So I will push this through. After you poke a hole, or you use a hole punch to punch your hole, you may have to get different size hole punches depending on what size grommets you have. Once you've got it in there, you push it all the way down, and then you turn it over. Now you have this little ring, and it's hard to see, but the ring has a smooth side and a indented side. And your first inkling may be to put the indented side down so that the smooth side is up. But you don't want to do that, because this is going to bend down, and so you want it to go inside of this groove. So you will place the ring down with the groove side up, and then you want to place the pliers. You have a piece that is just a hole, and then you have a piece with a little divot sticking up. You want that divot to go into this side, because this is going to push over. So you will put the divot face down, and you will place it inside and then slowly close, and I'll show you that from the side. You can place it in there and then hold this down, and then you want to just push your pliers until you can feel and you can see in here that it is flat with both sides, and then you know that you've got it completely. And what happens is the piece is sticking up, has little cuts in it, and when you push it with the pliers, it bends them over and into the ring that you put on the back side, and then you have your completed grommet. Now this card has a vintagey feel, and so I didn't want any really flashy ribbon to go through the top, so I've decided to use the cord, and I want to have it roughly this long, but I've cut it longer to make sure I have plenty to work with. So once you've got your piece cut out, then I want this to be the front, and I kind of want it to look something like this. So to achieve this, if you look on the other side, it looks like this. If you want this to be the front, you'll want to come from the back and pull your ribbon or string through the front or through the back, and then you pull your two tails up, and then you tighten. And what you have here is this look, and you turn it over, and this is what you have on the front. if you're wondering what to do with something like this, I like to make these little items and give them as gifts. And for example, I have a friend who likes to read books, so I've made this as a bookmark. I'm going to put to and from here on my gift tag for Christmas, and then in the back I plan to put a couple gift certificates to a couple of bookstores so they can purchase some gifts, or a gift card in the back. And I can give this away as a nice little Christmas gift. I hope this inspires you and gives you some ideas. Have a great day.